Yo everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be reviewing two relatively new products for you guys today. That is the reformulated Too Faced Born This Way Soft Matte Oil Control Foundation, and then this corresponding powder that came out shortly afterwards, which is called the Soft Blur Flexible Finish Setting Powder. So I'm going to start off with the foundation first. I'm sure you guys know by now that the previous one of this was reformulated. I absolutely loved the original one. I had no problems with it. It was excellent, amazing. When my one finished a couple of months ago, I immediately went out to buy a new one and there was none available. Little did I know that was because they were reformulating it to bring out this one. Now, one thing I do have to mention for my people in the UK, my shade is Golden Beige. If you happen to be Golden Beige, there may be an issue for you ordering online. Now, I actually ordered this when it first came out in the UK nearly a month ago. I bought mine from Look Fantastic. They sent me the shade Light Beige. I sent it back. I said, you sent me the wrong color. So they replaced it and they sent again to me Light Beige. And I was like, what the hell is going on? So they said that there is some sort of UK-wide product code issue for the shade Golden Beige, and if you order it online, you may end up with Light Beige. I didn't believe them, so I went to ASOS and ordered it from there. What showed up in the post? Light Beige. So I've returned that one as well. So this is a 30ml foundation. Originally the bottle was, I believe it was a glass bottle, and this one is a plastic tube basically. Let me show it to you up close. So just a squeezy tube and then a decent and easy to use pump on the other end. So as before, this comes in 30 shades and the shade match is perfect. It exactly corresponds with whatever you were in the previous formulation of this. Golden Beige comes under light medium with golden undertones, which I am. You can see it is a perfect match for me. If anything, my tan has now gradually faded and it's a little bit on the warm side, but I'm okay with that. I'd rather it would be a little bit warm than a little bit too light, you know. Before I start my demo, let me just read to you off of their website what they claim about this. It says, this ultra high performance foundation smooths skin's appearance and helps control oil without dryness for waterproof, sweat and humidity resistant wear. The lightweight Color True formula delivers 24-hour coverage that seamlessly covers imperfections, revealing skin that appears naturally flawless. The buildable medium to full coverage formula masterfully diffuses the line between makeup and skin for soft matte coverage so undetectable they'll think you were born this way. It's also formulated without gluten, without mineral oil, non-comedogenic, PETA approved and vegan. So basically the premise of this foundation is that it is supposed to control oil. It is literally in the name. It is called the Soft Matte Oil Control Foundation. So before I get into the review and let you know what my thoughts are about this, let's do the demo. So as you can see, I'm using a dense blending brush from, I think it's Makeup Revolution. To apply this to my face, I'm going in with a normal amount, enough for medium coverage, just so that you guys can see what it looks like against my textured skin with little bits of hyperpigmentation and post-inflammatory pigmentation and scarring. So you can see it blends very, very easily, very smoothly over the skin. It's very even. There's no patchiness or anything like that. And then you can see the difference between one side of my face to the other side before I go in and apply on the other side of my face as well. You can see the color match is absolutely perfect and it blends beautifully, leaving a nice soft matte finish. Now this definitely does need to be set, but we're not talking about the powder right now. This leaves a slightly tacky finish, but only a very slight tacky amount. It's completely up to you depending on what your skin is like. If you've got very dry skin, you may not need to set it at all. I've got normal to combination skin. It's more normal these days, I would say, because of all the skincare that I use, but I do still have to set it. So let's go into their claims. Now bear in mind, I'm comparing it in my head to the original one, which I had no issues with. Like literally no issues. Loved it to death. Holy grail. Weightless 24-hour wear. Weightless, yes. 24-hour wear, no. 12-hour wear, no. Now I have tested this on my face for over a week and I have not used any setting spray and no primer, because to me, if I'm reviewing a foundation, it needs to be without all this additional help in between, you know. Shocked, you guys. 24-hour wear. The other one had 24-hour wear. This one barely makes it to 12 hours before it starts to separate around my nose, like literally shiny, separate around my chin area, shiny separation. I could not believe it. I was like, what the hell am I seeing? I thought that they reformulated this to make this better. Even though in my mind there was that saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But you guys thought it was broken and decided to fix it and made it worse. Very, very disappointed. So already 24-hour wear, no. Oil control, definitely not. Medium to full buildable coverage. Yes, it definitely does have medium to full buildable coverage, very similar to the last one. Immediate and all-day oil control. Well, we've already talked about that. No. Color True formula. Yes. Non-drying, provides 12 hours of moisture. Well, I use a lot of skincare anyway, so if you mean all day moisture or 12 hours of moisture, meaning it starts to separate and get oily, then I suppose so, yeah. 24-hour non-creasing and non-caking. It don't even last 24 hours. And yes, of course it creases, because when it starts to separate, then it starts to crease at the same time. Non-caking, yeah, it doesn't go cakey at all. I'll agree with that. Decreases the appearance of pores. Yep, it definitely does. Delivers a balanced, blurred, soft matte finish. I would say that it does, but to be honest, it looks very similar on my face to the previous one. Helps smooth skin appearance for 24 hours. Well, it smooths out the skin's appearance, yeah, but it don't last 24 hours. Waterproof, sweat and humidity resistant. Clearly not. So you guys, what can I say? Out of all the foundations I've tried this year, and the one that I was looking forward to the most was this one, purely because I knew what a favourite the last one was, and I had high expectations, and they have been thrown in the bin. When this finishes, I will not repurchase it. I personally do not recommend this, okay? You guys know, especially recently, so many new foundations have come out. I've tested out all of them. I've let you know which ones I think are great and which ones are not so great. And this one comes under the not so great. I cannot believe how poorly this performs. This is not something I could wear on an evening out. Let's say if I put this on at about 9 o'clock in the morning, gets to around lunchtime-ish, and I'm at work, going and checking in the mirror, I can see the separation around my nose already happening. Not happy about that at all. It literally starts to break down. So imagine if I was going out to dinner or something after work, I'd look like a mess. Friday, I had this on my face all day. I came home, wiped it off and reapplied it before I went for an evening out. Normally, I wouldn't even bother to do that. Normally, I'd just go straight from work. But in this instance, I knew what my face was going to look like, and I was like, nope. So basically, not happy with this foundation at all. Yes, it blurs the skin. Yes, my skin looks lovely, soft and matte. Yes, it covers imperfections and evens out the complexion very nicely. Yes, it feels very weightless. But the fact that it is actually being marketed as an oil control foundation and it can't do that, I just can't believe it. I can't believe how badly this performs. So this, to me, I'll probably give it a 7 out of 10. And that is me being quite generous. Not happy with it. I know a lot of people complained about the packaging because they were like, it's £38. How come you've got rid of the glass bottle and given this more cheaper version? I don't mind, as long as it does what it needs to do. I'm more concerned about the product inside rather than the outside of it, because at the end of the day, it's going to go onto my face. The packaging has no impact on me as long as it's easy to use. So for this, 7 out of 10. It could have been great. They could have just left it how it was, but you decided to ruin it, and now you've lost a customer. So let's now move on to the Soft Blur Flexible Finish Setting Powder. God, Too Faced love their really long names. My shade is in medium. Let me show it to you up close. Classic Too Faced packaging, a heart, which obviously is metallic, and you can see my camera on the other side. And then you open it up and inside is the product itself. You can see I've used it quite a few times. The Too Faced emblem has disappeared with a nice little mirror on top. I don't know what it is. It seems really small to me. And they say that it's got 0.16 ounces. Is that good or bad? 4.8 grams. I don't know. We'll see. To me, my favourite is still the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless, I'm just saying. So this retails at £31, pricey, but the Charlotte Tilbury one does cost more. And it comes in 4 shades altogether. And this one is also billed as a oil controlling powder product. Now, let me just mention something. I've been using this with this. Just saying. Because if I'm going to test the foundation, I'm obviously going to test the powder, the corresponding powder with it. This was literally released to go with that. So let's see what they say about this. Set, blot and touch up makeup with a silky smooth powder that applies like a dream and helps hide oily shine without feeling heavy. Your heart will skip a beat for this creamy powder formula that delivers a soft focused finish. So lightweight, they'll think you're born this way. Let me go back into the demo. You can see that I applied the majority of my makeup, and then I basically just used this to set the foundation. There's not much that you can really see, to be honest. It's a powder. It's almost invisible, but you can just see it gives the nice final finishing touch for your makeup to set everything and lock it all in place. Now it says it's got a silky smooth powder. It definitely does not. It's got a slight gritty feel to it. It does in the pan, but maybe not so much on my finger. I'm not sure if I'm the only one who has detected that. It should feel soft, but a decent amount, like you can see, does come off. Helps hide oily shine. It added to the shine. It didn't do anything to stop the shine, you guys. It's almost as if this worked against this, because to be honest, I have used this with other foundations and it was fine. Yep, it did help with oiliness. It did help with blotting the face. It did help at keeping the shine away. So I'm going to assume and say that this is actually the problem and this is not. Light, smooth, cloud-like feel. Okay, I guess so. Cloud-like feel. Okay, that's what you want to describe it. Oil controlling, yep. What's away shine for a soft focus finish. This definitely does give a nice soft focus finish, and it's great at getting rid of that tackiness, as the foundation has almost dried. Blurs appearance of pores, I would say that it does. It gives a nice slightly airbrushed kind of finish. Non-comedogenic, okay. Silky smooth pressed powder formula, well, sort of. Sets makeup for a flawless finish, yep. Second skin adherence, I would say that it does, because you know with some powders you can almost tell that somebody's got powder on top of their face. You definitely can't tell with this one. It's literally giving you that second skin kind of look. Lightweight, air-like texture, okay. Well, I would still say that the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless powder is better. So I would actually give this an 8 out of 10. It's a very good powder. It's not the best out there. Like I've said, there are other ones that are better, Charlotte Tilbury. This is something that people will like if they're big Too Faced fans, because at the end of the day, as a reviewer of makeup, I'm only ever going to suggest the best for the people that watch my videos and obviously trust the reviews that I'm giving them. I find this to be quite small. I do find it to be slightly on the grittier side. Yes, it does control shine and powder, but then so do other brands out there. Is it worth the 30 odd pounds? The Charlotte Tilbury one does cost more. However, that one lasts me almost 6 months of daily use. And I have a feeling that this one is going to finish quite quickly. It doesn't kick up a lot of powder, which is always a good sign. That combats things like wastage. I think 8 out of 10 personally is a pretty decent mark. I don't think it's the best out there, but it's not awful. It's pretty good. So I'm sorry, you guys, if you were hoping for an excellent review of this foundation. I have to be honest and truthful with you guys. It's just not hitting the mark this time around. I'm very disappointed in Too Faced. They did not need to reformulate this at all. And I will probably shove it to the back of my cupboard and eventually finish it. Bit by bit, or on days, for example, like today, where I'm only going to have my foundation on for a little while before I wash it off. But if you're expecting this to last up to 24 hours, you're better off using the Estee Lauder Double Wear. You're better off using the Urban Decay Face Bond. You're better off using the Maybelline Lumi Matte. You're better off using the Dior Stick Foundation. These are all the new ones that I've tried recently, because those ones really do last 12 plus hours. This one does not even make it to that time, yet this is the main claim that they are using as a selling point. Powder is all right, but like I said, I prefer a different one. You may have different thoughts. So that's it for my review of the brand new Born This Way Soft Matte Oil Control Foundation and the Soft Blur Flexible Finish Setting Powder. Make sure to like, comment and subscribe to my channel. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. Other than that, I hope you guys are wonderful and beautiful, and I'll see you all in the next video.